the things that we've been asked to talk about is how we decide where we're going to go next. And that is a very difficult question. You know, I think back to when Jerry and Terry did their trip out west.
Yes.
Now they had a different. Jerry and Terry Crawford are friends of ours. If you don't know them, don't worry, it's all right. Um, they had a very different arrangement because they did not have an RV. So they had to stay in hotels. They had to make arrangements for every place they were going, and they had to set a schedule. And I know that Jerry and Terry worked for a long time. Molly's going to come help. Worked for a long time prior to the trip, getting everything laid out the way they want it. We're not doing that. We have our bedroom, we have our kitchen, we take everything with us. And so we don't have that schedule. In a lot of ways, the way they did it was easier,
In a lot of ways.
but it was also harder because there was
They had to be someplace that night because they had a reservation.
had a hotel reservation. So anyway, we don't have that. And in fact, we of course we're still staying at the casino in somewhere in New Mexico.
El Paso.
Well, we're actually in anyway El
Oh,
Paso
yeah.
for all practical purposes. All right, so we left this morning. We were going to a place called City of Rocks State Park up in New Mexico. We disconnected. We were on the road,
Yeah.
and the wind was horrible.
And a dust storm, of all things.
It was like driving in snow. The dust, the blowing across, I still had dust in my eyes. And we were in the windows were up. I had it on, dust blowing into the truck. It was terrible. We turned around and came back to the casino because this wind advisory is supposed to go through the night. It's going to settle down tomorrow. But we took that into account. Okay, and the other thing we took into account, and I know you're not going to be able to see this very well. I'm going to hold it over here, and I don't know whether you can see it or not. But we're right down here. See where that big 61 is? That's where we are. Where we were going, City of Rocks, was up in that blue area. Blue is not good when you're looking for warm weather. That is not good. In fact, if we scan over here and we look at Indianapolis, Indianapolis is in the green. So where we were going, I think it was going to go down to
Let's
12.
going down to 23 tomorrow night.
Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah.
Casino parking lot looks pretty good at 61. I got to tell you.
The problem is at 61 with a 40-mile-an-hour wind, it's cold.
It's not really, but okay. So how do we decide where we're going to go? One of the things.
We've taken a lot of people's suggestions as we meet people and talk to them. They always say, "Oh, have you been here or have you been there?" I think that's how City of Rocks came up. That
Right.
was a recommendation from someone. And so I've been writing them down, putting them in Keep. We have several suggestions already for California.
Which is probably next year.
Next year. So that's one of the ways. We had this great map that our kids got for us for Christmas. It's a trucker's map.
Jennifer and Jason got this for us because we went to Colorado with them.
Okay.
But that's okay.
But it's been really good in terms of looking at what's where, and then in terms of where can we camp, where can we park the RV? Is there some place to park the RV?
And how much does it cost?
And how much does it cost?
Because I'm cheap.
We actually have averaged less than $20 a night
A little over 20, but right at, which is awesome.
since we left home.
Although there are a lot of people out there that spend way less than that, but that's a whole nother conversation. Remember, when we left home, our goal was to get to Big Bend National Park. Well, now we've been to Big Bend National Park. Big Bend, by the way, is right down here in the bottom of Texas. And in fact, we came up into this area, and we really never intended to go to El Paso, but It's right there. Why not? Um, there was that, and
We needed to get our mail. And so, in order to get our mail, we have to be someplace long enough to have it shipped to us. So, we have mail coming next week, and the plan was to go over to City of Rocks, and then it's not that far from here. We'd come back here, pick up our mail, and go on from here.
because we really Guadalupe National Park right up here is on our list to go to. Not because there's really anything there that we want to see, but because it's a national park and we're close, and so we want to go. Also on our list of things that we want to do, this is coming back over to New Mexico, and yeah, thanks. Carlsbad Caverns is really cool. Well, that's right up from Guadalupe, so that's a no-brainer. White Sands is a neat place to go. So
Another recommendation
right,
from someone.
Roswell. All of these things are right down here together. So why not? Then this is Interstate 40. Yeah, this is Interstate 40 up here, and we'll probably start heading for home on Interstate 40. So we also have to be careful that we don't start heading for home too soon, because we're going to be north of where we came west, so there's more likelihood for bad weather. So we've even talked about, hey, it's not that far to Tucson. Maybe we could go over to Tucson and find some warm weather there. And I got to tell you, it's just,
It's a toss up.
yeah,
When we started out today, we hadn't definitely decided where we were going. We were just going west. We thought maybe City of Rocks, and we checked the weather, changed our mind, decided no, we need to go further west, and then ran into this dust storm and this high wind, turned around and came back.
yeah, because we knew we had to come back here to get our mail, because it's coming here. We can't, I don't know. We might be able to change that, but I'm not sure that we can. So, how do we decide where we're going to go next?
It's hard.
And I guess I have to tell you, but the name of our project here is Our Time to Roam. Well, when you're roaming, you don't necessarily have a destination.
Mhm.
So I think it's been successful. Yes! But we are having a good time. It's it is difficult to try and sort all this out, because there are lots of things that we want to see, and
You can stop there.
I'm out of stuff.
Yeah.
We might want to just stop
Stop
with
with
the
the-
high five.
Yes.